The dangers of redemption. Thereupon, Barbino Santiago, who had advocated stable manure for coverage, replied as follows: Diego Martinez is perfectly right. Money needs no coverage. Its functional utility is sufficient to guarantee demand for money. No coverage other than active demand can be necessary, inasmuch as we cannot sell our goods except by exchanging them for money. By releasing the stock of potatoes held by the bank, the demand for money will be increased. Thereafter, the money will have no claim on the bank. He must look only to the market of wares. The very idea of persons having a right to claim potatoes from the bank and force on the bank the necessity of destroying money is a potential threat to our business prosperity. Theoretically, at least, all the notes might be presented for potatoes, and all the notes might be canceled. We should then have no money at all. The central bank would be compelled to issue potatoes on demand and cancel the notes as fast as presented. Then what would become of our exchange system? What we need is a system which will guarantee that the central bank will never redeem notes so as to leave us short of money. I propose that we abandon the idea of potato or any other coverage and prohibit the possibility of redemption by changing the inscription on the notes to read as follows: The Central Note Bank is prohibited from redeeming this note. He who presents this note for redemption commits a misdemeanor and is liable on sight and without identification to 100 lashes. The central bank needs no cellars and no safe. Its legal duty is to supply money, not to destroy it, to keep it circulating, not to hoard it. The adoption of these measures will safeguard us from any threat of money shortage. I want to express myself quite clearly that the holder of money must not look to the bank, but to the market. And if the bank holds no coverage, the holder of money will have no alternative. On a former occasion, I voted for a stable manure coverage because I did not desire to discuss monetary theory in advance of the practical knowledge and experience of the majority. I desired that you should learn by experience that coverage of any kind for money is quite superfluous. The price of democracy. Whereupon Diego Martinez rose again and said, Although Comrade Santiago has made things very clear to you, and while I concede that his explanations are true and right, yet we must respect our democratic institutions and refrain from introducing laws which are not fully understood by a majority of our people, however useful such institutions might prove to be. It would be a crime against democracy to obtain your acceptance merely by the confidence with which you honor me. Everything must be paid for in this world. The price of democracy is the travail of life's experience. We must see, observe, reflect, and learn. As Democrats, we must refuse to sanction anything we do not understand. As long as you do not act on your own judgment, but follow blindly the judgment of others, so long as you have no confidence in yourselves, but repose full confidence in a ruling class, you are not worthy of democracy. You are the fit prey for aristocrats. You can never establish institutions in advance of your mental horizon. Power over men is seldom, if ever, used for their advancement. The state should reflect the state of mind of the majority. You must learn to examine everything for yourselves and reach the best decision of which you are capable. That may not give you ideal government, but it will give you the government you deserve. Do not aim at institutions beyond your mental capacity. If you can only attain the Hottentot standard, be content with the Hottentot state. I know that many amongst you already understand money, just as does Barabino, but such are not yet in the majority. Fiat democratia et pereat mundus. Rather than make use of a money in advance of the grasp of the majority, it would be better to abandon the use of money entirely, irrespective of the undoubted advantages derived from the use of money. Luckily, I think I can propose to you a money system which all of you can understand, because it is rooted in existing habits of thought and practice, but which will permit advancement in both. Continuing, he said, the nut money. We have here on our island a specimen, one only specimen, of the Pinus moneta, or the big tree, as the children call it. The nuts which grow thereon are not put to specific use. The children play with them, and they furnish food to squirrels and other rodents. Let us declare these nuts to be our money. Let us build a wall around the tree and declare the tree and its fruits to be the common property of the people. With this as money, we can afford to discard the idea of coverage. Money based on these nuts will be covered only by the goods in the market. It will carry its purchasing power within itself. The tree will be the central bank of issue and replace our expensive potato sellers. We will redeem the potato notes with nuts. The surplus potatoes we can distribute for use.